Ministry of National Security, Ambassador Alison Roofe, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Brigadier Retired Radgh Mason, Commissioner of Corrections, Ms. Shauna Trowers, Chief Technical Director, CPRIP Division, Ms. Joyce Stone, Deputy Commissioner of Custodial Services, Dr. Mark Thomas, Deputy Commissioner, Rehabilitation and Probation Aftercare Services, Mr. Lorenzo Escondeur, Chief Operations Inter-American Development Bank, Mrs. Jack Mendez, Personnel Officer, OSC, and Mr. Arshak Hovanesian, Vice President of Business Development, Strategy International Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you are gathered virtually or in person, a pleasant morning to you all. All right, so testing, all right. I'll opt to use this one instead. Ladies and gentlemen, I am aware it is a corporate and professional event, but I still require a little bit of energy, a little bit of enthusiasm, and this is a little bit lame. Now, I'm a little bit of a Gen Z, so we'll say it's not giving. And I want the energy in the room to be giving this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. All right, that's a little better. I think over here, the minister said was a tad better, so she's up by 10 points. Over here, it's still a little bit so-so, but I hope we can improve by the end of the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tamoy Campbell, and I have the privilege of being your Masters of Ceremony this morning. It is quite a pleasure and a privilege, and I want to ensure that we have a great time. It's going to be informative, insightful, and at the end of the day, I think we should walk away feeling really good. Because I think today, which is the launch of the Correctional Management Services, or system rather, represents where innovation and technology align to help us tackle a social issue, that of crime. And I think that deserves a round of applause. It's still giving a little bit so-so. A round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Now, we have a packed schedule today, so I won't take up too much of your time. But just before we get into the more substantive part of our discussion today, I'm going to invite Reverend Ricardo, the head chaplain of the DCS, to please open us up in prayer.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Can we stand, please? Let us pray. Father, we thank you for life, and we thank you for all that you have done for us. Thank you for taking us here safely. Father, it is with a sense of pride that we gather here this morning at the launch of the Correctional Management System. Persons have worked tirelessly to ensure that this dream could be a reality. And here we are at the media launch. I ask your blessings and your guidance on these proceedings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to bring the official welcome and give you a little bit of context as to what we are here to do this morning, I'm going to invite Ms. Shauna Trowers. She's the Chief Technical Director in the Crime Prevention, Rehabilitation and Inspectorate Policy Division. Please make her feel welcomed.
Thank you. No, I'm not a Gen Z by any chance, but I want to say that I'm a non-Gen Z, very exciting person. So that means that we're going to pep it up a little, all right? The Honorable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security. Ambassador Alison Roofe, and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security. Our very own Commissioner, Brigadier Retired Radgh Mason, Commissioner of Corrections. Dr. Mark Thomas and Ms. Joyce Stone, Deputy Commissioners of Corrections. I'm not seeing, but I think he's supposed to be at the back. Our Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of National Security, Mr. Delroy Simpson. Mr. Lorenzo Escondeur, Chief of Operations, the Inter-American Development Bank, Country Officer, Jamaica. We also would like to recognize Mr. Arshak of the Vice President of Business Development, Synergy International Systems. Of course, our Chief Personnel Officer, Mrs. Jacqueline Mendez from the OSC, Office of the Services Commission. We also would want to recognize our Project Director and Mr. Emil Holgate and the members of his staff from the Ministry of National Security. Members from the Department of Corrections. No, man, what kind of lame clapping that? Members of the other specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. So I get the pleasure of welcoming you to this very auspicious occasion, right? So we're here, and I think it's quite a historical moment. The Department of Correctional Services is being technologically transformed. So let me say that this is our official media launch of the Correctional Management System. I think that deserves a clap. This event today is the culmination of an integrated approach to problem solving. It took all hands on deck. And so I want to first of all commend the project team, ably led by our project director, Mr. Emil Holgate, that very stalwart man in blue that's been walking around. And many times, and why we chose to say the project team first, our project team can be unsung heroes. They're the persons in the background, not necessarily at the front, but they're holding the pieces together. Whether it be financial, whether it be through communication, or the dreaded word procurement that brought us here. So we want to thank them for all the work that they have done. We also want to recognize the DCS leadership. And we want to say current and past, because we know that a day like today means that it required it starting before. And so we give regards to our former commissioners and the exact former commissioner, which would have been Lieutenant Colonel Ret'd, who started, and he handed on the baton to a very able long-distance runner right here beside our Olympian. So our current commissioner, Brigadier retired Radgh Mason, and he has anchored the final leg leading up to this point. This represents the first of many transformational initiatives that will be taken to advance the correctional service in Jamaica. The Correctional Management System, now dubbed as the DCS Nexus, it's so nice, Nexus, is designed to streamline processes, improve efficiency and accuracy of custodial management while ensuring that we maintain higher standards of transparency and accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, what this means is that the standards, the operations in the DCS are now elevated. Quality service to be offered, as well as having the DCS holding accountability at the highest level. This technological upgrade signals the government's continued commitment for a safe and more secure correctional system, thereby a safe and more secure Jamaica. Today, as we embark on this new journey, let us continue to strengthen and maintain this partnership. They say the reward for work is more work, but we are encouraged. It encourages us to maintain greater collaboration in order to reap future benefits, as the DCS plays a critical role in the security architecture of this country. This is a great step. It's a step in the right direction for us to maintain this system, and equally important for us to close the gap. Our collective efforts will not only benefit us today, but will be of great significance for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my delight. It's a great win for colleagues in the DCS, MNS, and by extension, Jamaica. Together, our efforts will allow us and the people of Jamaica to reap the rewards of the work that has been put in for a safe, secure Jamaica. Please be welcomed officially to the media launch.
Thank you so much, Ms. Trowers. And I know it might sound a little bit away, but you see, because Ms. Trowers, despite her not being Gen Z, came up here with energy and good vibes, over this subject an additional 10 points. So I'm just saying, if you want to rack up the points, you need to come with the energy, please, and thank you. All right. So we've heard from Ms. Trowers. We've invited the presence of the Lord in our midst. And now we're going to have opening remarks by Ambassador Alison Stone-Rules, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security. Please make her feel welcomed.
Can I just say that to be head of entity, administrative head of the Ministry of National Security requires all of the energy. Trust me. But CTD Trowers is a hard act to follow. And we love her, even though she went to Immaculate. We love her. So let me begin. Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, the Honourable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Ret'd Radgh Mason, Deputy Commissioners of Corrections, Dr. Mark Thomas and Ms. Joyce Stone, Chief Technical Directors in the Ministry of National Security, Delroy Simpson and Ms. Shauna Trowers, the Inter-American Development Bank Country Office, Jamaica, Chief of Operations, Lorenzo Escondeur, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Leonardo Brown, Vice President, Business Development, Synergy International Systems, Mr. Arshak Hovanesian, and the Project Director for the Security Strengthening Project, Emil Holgate, and members of staff at the Ministry of National Security, members of staff in the Department of Correctional Services. The former Commissioner of Corrections, I think, is with us, retired Lieutenant Colonel Gary Rowe. Other specially invited guests, I see the Chief Personnel Officer there, Jackie Mendez, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I must say the Ministry of National Security is a big deal. This is the second big-ticket item being executed this week following the nursery opening at the South Camp Adult Correctional Centre on Tuesday. And indeed, we are making real progress and seeing the fruits of our labour. I'm pleased to be delivering opening remarks on this special occasion, the launch of the Correctional Management System. Today is a very important day, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to embark on a transformational journey within the Department of Correctional Services. CTD Trowers said it earlier, but I really must commend the work being done by Mr. Holgate and his team, Brigadier Mason and his team, and certainly Mr. Escondeur from the International Development Bank for funding this well-needed initiative. Colleagues, our correctional system is evolving with the times. This computer-based system, being dubbed the DCS Nexus, will allow the DCS to monitor real-time movement and activities of our inmates. It will contribute to smoother service delivery. It will reduce operational costs as well as to aid with security management. What this means is that our standards of operation will now be elevated and improved, and there will be greater efficiency in service delivery. This is the overhaul, ladies and gentlemen, that our penal system needs to make it more modernized, and we are going digital. With this technology at our fingertips, I urge you to use it wisely, not just to enhance the operations of the DCS, but by extension, it will result in the safety and security of our environment. I want us to note that some of the key areas that the system manages include the rehabilitation programs that are implemented within the correctional services. I believe that the DCS will be better able to monitor the inmates' participation, for example, in the various rehabilitation programs. And these programs were designed to develop life skills that some inmates perhaps entered the system with, or even to allow them to discover the skills that are innate. This is just one example of how the new system will assist them in becoming better men and women when they transition back into society and communities. Colleagues, this technological upgrade is symbolic of the transformational trajectory on which this ministry has embarked. It also signals the ministry's commitment to modernizing the security architecture of Jamaica. I believe that this journey will also reassure the people of Jamaica that our collaborative efforts and interests lie in their safety and security. Therefore, acquiring this tool is a clear signal that we are taking the necessary steps in the right direction. Ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to the early results of this program, and I offer my full support to the team. Please continue to keep up the good work. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, for the ambassador. Now we're going to invite retired Brigadier Radgh Mason, Commissioner of Corrections, to bring his remarks. Please make him feel welcomed. Just a pause for a minute, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if we're getting the gist, but I need good energy and good vibes. So you need to clap. Thank you. All right, so you can wrap up now. Thank you.
Okay, sit. Thank you very much. Gen Z versus experience. Okay, Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, our dear Permanent Secretary, Ambassador Alison Roofe, and my dear friend, our CTD, Ms. Shauna Trowers. And there are two names here that I'm not going to struggle to pronounce. So Mr. Arshak, Vice President, Synergy International Systems, and Mr. Lorenzo, Chief of Operations in the Inter-American Development Bank, our Deputy Commissioners and persons representing my dear DCS family, I acknowledge Nadria Brown, who has worked very hard on this project and her team. My MNS family, who has also worked very hard. Distinguished guests, members of the press, colleagues, friends, good morning. Our correctional systems historically have been institutions designed to isolate individuals who violated our laws. However, we stand at a pivotal moment as we evolve in our history, where the purpose, design, and management of these systems must evolve to meet the challenges of our rapidly changing world. The world has witnessed extraordinary transformation in recent decades. There have been several technological advancements we now are contending with AI, shifts in our societal values, and a growing awareness of human rights in this context. And so our institutions must modernize to ensure they serve the dual purpose of public safety while facilitating the rehabilitation and reintegration of individuals back into our society. Today, the DCS houses approximately 3,700 inmates, and in recent years we have contended with overcrowding, high rates of recidivism, and the immense costs of incarceration. And this has prompted us to look at our effectiveness of the traditional correctional models. And so it has become increasingly clear that punishment alone does not foster the change that our society needs. We must look towards progressive methods that promote rehabilitation, skill development, and mental health support. One of the most important drivers of modernization is technology. Technological tools offer new possibilities for improving the way we manage and also our correctional facilities. So we are looking at modern surveillance systems, data analytics. We have to look at biometric identification, just to name a few, in order to become more efficient in this environment and within our facilities. We have to look at reducing violence and enhancing accountability. So importantly, a comprehensive correctional management system improves the safety for everyone involved. Through advanced tracking technologies, it will allow us real-time monitoring of inmate movements, activities and interactions, and this in itself will reduce the risk of violence, escapes, and other security breaches within the facilities. With this tool, we aim to improve the tracking and monitoring of our inmates within the correctional system and using the technology to capture at reception and data on entering and medical assessments, housing assignments, and risk management. We have to look at tracking the participation of inmates in the rehabilitation programs and certification earned. We have to look at monitoring the medical treatment received by our inmates, as well as referrals to external medical facilities. We have to look at increasing our connectivity to share information among the respective correctional facilities, probation and aftercare services, and head office, as well as our Ministry of National Security, the JCF, and other law enforcement agencies. We have to look at prioritizing the holistic treatment of the mentally ill within correctional facilities and to ensure that they receive adequate treatment and assessment concerning their readiness for court appearances. Additionally, the use of digital platforms can help to manage our inmate records and track their progress to improve communication between staff and individuals within our custody. And this is especially important in addressing the growing mental health crises seen in many facilities. So I'm now going to make sure that Nadria is not upset with me. So the DCS Nexus. Where's Nadria? Okay. The team has worked very hard, and we decided to brand the work towards driving the technological improvements of the DCS. And so the DCS Nexus was born. It is meant to be a revolutionary digital system, and it represents not only the connection between data and technology, but also a vision for a brighter and better future through targeted transformational approaches and to drive for the inclusion of more reliable, transparent, and effective systems and processes. And so the DCS Nexus logo, it stands for both the Nexus of Information, where all critical data on inmates who are incarcerated or non-custodial orders, rehabilitation programs, and the security protocols converge. And it also means the next us, symbolizing the future of a more data-driven and accountable Department of Correctional Services. Good, Nadria? And so I hear that when I touch the screen, something is supposed to happen. Okay.
Sorry.
Or is that my Gen Z? And so our programs will focus on restorative justice, where offenders will seek to make amends for their wrongs through their efforts and giving back to the society. And so when coupled with our skill building programs, we will equip individuals with the tools that they need to re-enter the workforce and to lead meaningful lives outside of the correctional environment. While modernization is often associated with technology, the human element remains central. Our correctional officers, our administrators and staff must also be supported and trained to handle the complexities of modern correctional systems. Training in de-escalation techniques, mental health awareness, and the development of the empathetic and person-centered approaches to reduce stress and to improve the outcomes and create a more positive environment for both staff and inmates. Of course, modernization comes with its own set of challenges. And so there are budget constraints, but I say to them, PS, that we have no budgetary issues, just challenges. And there's resistance to change and the complexities of balancing security with rehabilitation. However, the benefits outweigh the challenges. And so our systems will have to embrace these reforms and seeing to the reduction in recidivism, healthier outcomes for our inmates, and more efficient use of public resources. So as we move forward, it is critical that we adopt a holistic approach to modernization, one that embraces innovation, centers on the dignity of individuals, and promotes their long-term societal benefit. So in closing, I wish to thank the DCS family, our Nexus team, the M&S team, for the hard work to date on this project and the modernization of the correctional management. And it's just the only option. It is an imperative. A modern correctional management system is one that not only holds individuals accountable, but also invests in their potential for change. It is a system that values safety and security while championing human dignity and the possibility of redemption. So let us work together to build the systems and to reflect the best of our society, our systems that are fair, just, and modern in every sense of the word. And with that, I thank you and I wish you Godspeed.
Thank you so much, Brigadier Retired Radgh Mason. I do hope you were all listening because I have a question for you. Now, the ambassador mentioned 2 big-ticket items that the ministry would really be proud of. This is just one, but could you tell me the name of the other major accomplishment? And hint, hint, we saw a lot of it in the press this week. Okay, I see over this side, the lady in the pink top. Asking if you could answer the question for me, please. All right, can we clap, please? I don't want us to be jelly now. Okay, so you're going to stand, tell us your name, and answer the question, please. Oh, are we hearing? Can you project a little bit, please? Yeah, all right. Ambassador, is that right? That's right. Round of applause, please. And just for that, your side is going to get 20 points already. I love that. Clap, clap, clap. Over here, you still have a chance to redeem yourself. So don't worry, don't worry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to say it is a privilege to be in this space today. I think one of the common things I was hearing through much of the presentations were aspects of security, modernization, but also rehabilitation. And as someone who was able to enter the legal profession and we're always being told about the penal system, it's really comforting to know that we are focusing not only on ensuring persons right their wrongs and of course, that if you do something wrong, the penalty so attaches, but we're also ensuring that persons are rehabilitated. So you go in and you're going to come out a better person, more transformed and able to give back to society. And I think as a budding attorney at law, that's very comforting, but also as a Jamaican citizen, that is even more comforting. So I want to applause for the ministry and everyone who made this possible today. All right, so you've been listening attentively, and I'm going to invite Mr. Casey Flanagan, who is a correctional officer, to come and jazz us away with his melodious tunes. He's going to come with a musical item, so please make him feel welcomed. I know it's not that. Thank you. Welcome. You're going to come now and give Mr. Flanagan a round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Can you go for it? I should.
Good morning, everyone. Airport guys observe your twins. Hello, universe. My nurse is now after me. All my days I've been held in your hand. When remember that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You can help me sing the chorus, and it says, and all my life you have been faithful, yeah. And all my life you have been so good, yeah. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Sing, well, I love your voice. When you have led me through the fire in darkest night, you are close like no other. I know you as a father, I know you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Your turn again. Well, with the Lord God, sing all my life you have been. Come on, sing one. Yeah, Lord God, sing all my life you have been. Yeah. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yes, I will sing of the goodness of God. Make the next one same time, please. And so after we take God thanks and all that, and then we'll just take it back to Jamaica and do something like this. Make some more on the track now, please. Yeah. Mr. Man Parental Living says, listen, she doesn't want me around. She's got some things to hide. I think she wants a clown, someone to take for a ride. But this is what I sing, I'm too experienced to be taken for a stroll. Too experienced for someone to rock and roll. Too experienced to be taken for a ride. And I know it's not my foolish pride. Listen. She is the size of me, because I turned her up or down. She always saying we were meant to be. Somehow she thought I'd be her clown. But this is what I sing. I'm too experienced to be taken for a stroll. Too experienced for someone to rock and roll on. I'm too experienced to be taken for... Hey! But I know it's not my foolish pride. Come on, rock your body, hey! Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. Hey, oh. Next one. And 50. So read all the lovers in the house this morning. If you know you love it, want to expose, and you love it, want to love yourself, say, yeah, you know one. All right? Okay. Oh, girl. Hey, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah. Hey, listen. Talking about love. Talking about trust. Talking about forever, baby, when you talk about us. I give you my word. I stick to my guns. Believe me when I tell you, baby, it has just begun. Listen, you don't understand. Listen. Oh, girl, all right. Without intent on my plan. So, baby, I wanna be your sole provider. Your sole provider. So, baby, I'm gonna stay that way for the longest time. And, baby, I wanna be your sole provider. Just listen. Just say you let me know. Hey, I know you've been hurt. I know you're a little shy. You don't have to say it, baby. It's gonna take some time. Why? You've got my heart in the palm of your hand. I swear it's gonna stay there, baby. Now you have the chance. Sing. Now you understand. Oh, girl. The found intent of my plan. So that's right. Baby, I wanna be your sole provider. Your sole provider. So, baby, I'm gonna stay that way. Why? For the longest time. So, baby, I wanna be a sole provider. Oh, God. Just say you let me. Thank you.
No, man, keep the applause going, please, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mr. Casey Flanagan, correctional. Imagine you're doing your strenuous job and still have the ability to sing and jazz us away. That deserves another round of applause, please. And I know Miss Trowers was hinting at me that over here deserves like more points. But I must say, you see that little penny section in the back? When the man said to wait, when the man said to answer questions, that side was giving all the energy. So I'm going to do something as the MC. I give 10 extra points for this side. So, Minister, you need to rev up everybody over here. Mr. Holgate, your side is doing a good job, so that is good. So, we heard all the remarks. We had a musical item, and we're going back to hearing more remarks because we really want to know more context and information behind this amazing project. And without further ado, I'm going to invite Mr. Arshak Hovanesian, my apologies, the Vice President of Business Development of Synergy International Systems, to come with his few words. Please make him feel welcomed.
Thank you very much. since our wonderful, amazing MC has created a celebratory yet competitive environment, and I really want my team to win, I must summon Jamaica's greatest son, Bob Marley, to the rescue by saying, "Rise up this morning, smiled with the rising sun." How many points? Where do we stand? Only 20? There should be an extra 50. Distinguished guests, government officials, development partners, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, Ambassador Alison Roofe, Miss Shauna Trowers, Brigadier, retired Radgh Mason, good morning to you all. On behalf of Synergy International Systems, Synergy for short, it is an honor to be here today as we launch a transformative step for Jamaica's correctional system. I want to thank the Ministry of National Security, the Department of Correctional Services, the Inter-American Development Bank, and all stakeholders for your trust and partnership in this journey. The benefits of the new Correctional Management System, DCS Nexus, is more than just software. It's a leap forward for Jamaica's correctional management. By replacing the legacy paper-based system, it will streamline operations, enhance data integrity, and allow for real-time tracking of inmates from admission to release. This means better resource management, effective communication with stakeholders like the courts and the police, and ultimately a more effective, transparent, and accountable correctional environment. Today, the DCS takes a bold step forward towards its vision of becoming the Caribbean Center of Excellence in correctional management. With this advanced digital solution, the DCS will now have the capacity to manage inmate information centrally, enhance data security, and generate timely reports for analysis and data-driven decision-making. Transitioning from a paper-based system to a modern automated platform means moving from a cumbersome, oftentimes error-prone process to a digital, agile environment. This is a significant milestone, not just for Jamaica, but for setting new standards across the region. I must commend the dedication and hard work of the DCS project team. Your commitment has been instrumental in bringing this project to life. From planning to execution, your teamwork and collaboration displayed have been remarkable. Your commitment has laid the groundwork for this system's success, and today's launch is a direct result of your tireless efforts. At Synergy, we understand that today's launch is only the beginning. Our team is fully committed to supporting the comprehensive rollout of the DCS Nexus. Our partnership with the DCS will continue to strengthen as we provide ongoing support and refine the system to meet evolving needs, all while building on the foundation set today. On behalf of Synergy, we hope that this project marks the beginning of a long-term partnership between our company, our purpose-driven company, and the Jamaican government in harnessing digital solutions for sustainable development. In the justice sector, as part of a bilateral cooperation between Jamaica and Rwanda, and the public-private partnership between Synergy and the Rwandan government on digital justice, we look forward to supporting Jamaica's Ministry of Justice and the judiciary in implementing the future integrated electronic case management system, a pivotal project that promises to transform the delivery of justice in Jamaica. We're also committed
to future collaborations with other government agencies in Jamaica and across the Caribbean. Today's launch signifies a turning point for Jamaica's correctional services, bringing together advanced technology and a commitment to best practices. I thank everyone who made this project a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And your team got 20 extra points just because you came with the energy today. So it's 60 over here, and Minister, this team over here is shaky, 20 points. But I hope we can redeem ourselves. But I'm going to ask a question right after Mr. Lorenzo Escondeur, the Chief of Operations of the Inter-American Development Bank, comes with his remarks. So please make him feel welcomed.
Good morning, everyone. And please allow me that at this point of the event to know that all the protocols have been duly observed. And let me start saying that there's something I learned in Jamaica in the last four years, is that how hard it is to do remarks after a musical performance. So, congratulations, Casey, great performance. And then Arshak came here to the podium and started singing. Trust me, the last thing you want to do today is listen to me singing. So, and because I'm not doing it, I think we deserve like 100 points. It's truly an honor for me to represent the IDB today as we stand on the threshold of a new era in the correctional management with the launch of the Correctional Management System, now called DCS Nexus, a groundbreaking initiative that marks a milestone in Jamaica's journey towards enhanced security and justice. This is an excellent development and is a testament to the continued partnership between the IDB and the government of Jamaica, which aims to create the path to a safer nation. The IDB cemented its collaboration with the government by providing a $20 million loan for the security strengthening project that aims to increase Jamaica's ability to investigate and fight crime. Part of the loan proceeds has been used to implement the CMS, a significant step towards improvement management of Jamaican correctional facility. This Nexus is not just a technological upgrade. It is a crucial tool that will refine how prisons and jails operate. From streamlining day-to-day operations to enhancing the transparency and accountability that our justice system demands, this system ensures that correctional facilities become more efficient and more impactful in protecting society. CDS Nexus will lead to improvements in the management of Trowers Street Correctional Center and other correctional facilities in the future. Importantly, by enabling digital transformation in this area, Jamaica will benefit from better resources allocation in the Department of Correctional Services and enhanced rehabilitation programs based on the data collected via the platform. This is an important step on the path to using data and analytics to drive decision-making, enhance justice outcomes, and revolutionize government services. Correctional facilities are not just places of custody. They are institutions of reform. They play a pivotal role in not only maintaining public safety, but also offering individuals a second chance to reintegrate into society as productive citizens. The CMS will empower this institution to fulfill their role with greater efficiency and care. It will boost their operations and enable efficient tracking of inmates and easier sharing of data to stakeholders. The IDB has been doing a lot of work through partnership, such as this one via the SSP, and I would like to take this moment to recognize the MNS and the DCS for their commitment to using digital transformation as a venue to boost Jamaica's ability to protect its people. The IDB plans to expand our effort and our collaboration in this area via the One Caribbean program, which seeks to assist our partners in the region with improving public security. We're thankful to DCS, the Ministry of National Security, and the Government of Jamaica for being exemplary partners in this project. and for their dedication upholding justice and rehabilitation of offenders. The IDB is happy to support this transformative activity, which we anticipate will have a positive impact on Jamaica's correctional system. We remain committed to working with Jamaica and its people to create a more secure future for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, as promised, I did say I have a question. So if you were listening, this is your time to shine. Now, Mr. Escondeur said that the IDB has given us a loan of X amount of money. Now, you over here, you have been so participatory, but I want to give the persons over here a chance to shine. There is one you can answer? No. I need somebody else on the team. You are on 20 points, and over here is on 60. Okay, yes, I sit lady right here. Can stand, tell us your name, and attempt the question, please. All right, huddle. It's quiz time. They're coming together. Quick thinking. Oh, Miz, you're going to get me in trouble. They don't want the collaboration. We can give them a little blight. You guys have been leading. As the MC, I'm going to overrule this one just a little bit, and I'm going to give her a chance to shine. Thanks. There's a little bit of technical difficulties. They're coming. I'll repeat the question. Tell me the sum of money that... Yes. Hi, Shani. 823. Mr. IDB, is that correct? That is... You... I don't want you to come for me, guys. I'm going to give it to them, and they're going to get 10 points for that. So they're on 30 points. And they can't clap for them, man. Don't be bad, man. No. All right. So Ministers' team is on 30, and Mr. Holgate, your team is on 60 points. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've had all the fun and festivities, and it's now time for our keynote address. This will be done, but hello, I want some good energy. But then I want a tea and crackers energy. I want nice ackee and saltfish dumpling and banana. Round of applause for none other than the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, the Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, who is going to come and give us the keynote address. Yeah. We're a big deal. DCS is a big deal. Because we're very important. Yeah. Right? How many points? Because I'm not a Gen Z and I cannot sing. And that was good effort. 50 points. Pleasant morning. It is a good day. Good things are happening at DCS. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. First of all, let me say, when I was driving in, I was like, what's happening at the Pegasus? All the flags and it very, very nice, very nice. You have to applaud yourself. You did good. Madam Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Ambassador Alison Roofe, Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Retired Radgh Mason, Chief Technical Directors, Shauna Trowers and Delroy Simpson. I don't see. Mrs. Simpson, are you here? Chief of Operations, Inter-American Development Bank and Country Office Jamaica for Jamaica, Mr. Lorenzo Escondeur, Head of Technology Branch of Jamaica Constabulary Force, Assistant Commissioner of Police Leonardo Brown, Vice President, Business Development of Synergy International Systems, Mr. Arshak Hovanesian, Deputy Commissioners of Corrections, Dr. Mark Thomas and Joy Stone, Senior Director of Ministry of National Security, Mr. Emil Holgate, other members of the Ministry of National Security and the Department of Correctional Services, former Commissioner of Corrections, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Gary Rowe, other specially invited guests, and of course we cannot do without the media. We're very happy that you're here to carry this event. Ladies and gentlemen,
a pleasant morning. Again, as I said, it's indeed a great morning. We are moving forward. We are changing the way that the Department of Correctional Services, DCS, operates, and we're very happy for that. We're developing more efficient, more effective operation standards for the staff within our correctional system. And I am extremely proud to be part of the effort of this modernization. Today marks a significant milestone in our mission to develop an improved DCS. And this launch of the DCS Nexus platform is more than just the introduction of a new system. It is proof of our commitment to enhancing the efficiency and effectiveness of our correctional services, thereby supporting the broader goals of national security. Through the System Strengthening Project, SSP, we have taken a bold step to reshape how the DCS operates. Our aim is clear. It is to ensure that our correctional facilities are not just secure, but also equipped with the tools necessary for true rehabilitation and reintegration. One of the key goals of the SSP for the DCS was the establishment of a correctional management system that will streamline all operations in vital areas such as inmate tracking, security management, rehabilitation programs, and we have very good rehabilitation programs going on, and also the facility administration. We are doing away with the outdated manual processes and paper-based records. And we know all too well about those right across Jamaica, which we know all too well have been time-consuming and also very prone to what? Inefficiencies, right? We want to get rid of that. The absence of a centralized source of inmate data has for too long hindered our ability to access and also to manage very critical information swiftly and also accurately. So this has often slowed down decision-making processes and by extension, delayed effective outcomes for both the inmates and staff members. And so today, with this launch of the system, we are taking a decisive step forward by streamlining administrative tasks and also reducing the reliance on the manual procedures. We're also enabling our officers and the staff to focus on what truly matters, and that namely is rehabilitation and the security of those in our care. This enhanced efficiency and productivity will ensure that the DCS operates in a more agile, responsive, and modernized manner. And we saw earlier this week, and there was a question on that. Earlier this week, we celebrated the opening of the first nursery in a correctional facility in Jamaica. And this was a significant moment that highlights the government's commitment to ensure and to also create a new and improved DCS. One where we not only ensure the safety and the security, but also supports the fundamental mission of what rehabilitation is really all about. And so let me emphasize that this new National Correctional Service policy, which was tabled in the Parliament earlier this year, is not just another document. It is indeed a guide for the continued development of the DCS and also will serve as a roadmap that will see us improve every aspect of correctional service management. The establishment of the DCS Nexus platform is a key strategy in this policy. And so step by step, we're building a more robust, a more responsive system, one that is equipped to meet the challenges that you will face on a daily basis in the management of the facilities. And I also want to reaffirm that this is not just a technological upgrade. Rather, it is part of a broader vision for national security and also for the correctional system. The government is committed to building a system that reflects our highest standards of professionalism and also efficiency and care. I want to assure you that the Ministry of National Security will continue to develop and also continue to strengthen every area of DCS, ensuring that we remain on the path forward to a safer, a more secure, and a rehabilitative correctional system. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn. So now we've had our keynote address, and I'm going to now hand over to Miss Nadria Brown. She's a project management specialist in the DCS to come and give some presentations to us. Please make her feel welcome.
The heights where great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards through the night. These words from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow resonate deeply as I reflect on our journey. It was filled with challenges, but through strength, perseverance, and sheer determination, we overcame. Let me acknowledge our Honorable Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, Honorable Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, our Permanent Secretary, Ambassador Alison Stone, our own Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Retired Radgh Mason, our CTDs, Ms. Shauna Trowers and Mr. Delroy Simpson, our Chief Operations Inter-American Development Bank Representative, Mr. Lorenzo Escondeur, our Chief of Operations Inter-American Development Bank, I did acknowledge you, our Vice President, Business Development, Synergy International Systems, Inc., Mr. Arshak, our son. Our Chief Personnel Officer from the Office of the Services Commission, Mrs. Jacqueline Mendez. Our Superintendent of Police, Mr. Orej Basco. All other specially invited guests. And I must also acknowledge Lieutenant Colonel Gary Rowe. Are you here, sir? Could you just stand and wave for the... No, he's not here? All right. And my reason for acknowledging Colonel Rowe is because of his insight and, seeing the potential, the competency within me that he appointed me to manage this project. Thank you. It's indeed a pleasure to see you all here today as we gather for this momentous occasion, the official launch of the state-of-the-art Correctional Management System, branded DCS Nexus, at the Tower Street Correctional Center, where will be our first pilot location. Today, the Department of Correctional Services take a significant step forward, leading the way in digitization with a system that is not only groundbreaking, but it's leading in the Caribbean. First and foremost, I must acknowledge God, because without His strength, guidance, and protection, we could not be here today. Globally, prisons populations continue to rise, with an estimated 11.5 million persons incarcerated. The United States alone accounts for over 2 million persons. In a response to these growing numbers, the Ministry of National Security under the guise of the Security Strengthening Project, which is also funded by the Inter-American Development Bank, aims to streamline operations across law enforcement agencies and departments under its purview. The primary goal of is to reduce murder rates, increase convictions, and subsequently manage the increasing admission rates within the DCS. The DCS's pioneering use of information and communication technology will tackle key limitations in the management of correctional facilities and probation aftercare offices. The DCS Nexus was designed by subject matter experts from the DCS and will ensure that critical processes in the day-to-day operations of adult correctional centers are effectively recorded and managed. However, this project is not just about technology. It's about people. It's about enhancing our capabilities, improving our processes, and ultimately providing better services to our clients. Through this initiative, we aim to create a more agile, responsive organization while maintaining a 360-degree view of every inmate, whether incarcerated or on non-custodial orders. The system allows correctional officers, probation aftercare officers to track an inmate's progress from the point of admission, rehabilitation programs, court appearances, medical treatment, and beyond. Transitioning from a larger paper-based system, which relied on over 40 books to store inmate data, the DCS Nexus addresses inefficiencies such as human errors, duplicate records, missed court dates, and incorrect inmate identification. By eliminating these records or the manual shortcomings, we create greater efficiencies, enhanced cooperation, and deeper integration with our law enforcement bodies under the national security umbrella. And these include the JCF, PICA, FLA, PSRA, IFSLM, and the judicial system. Key benefits to the DCS Nexus: captures reception data upon inmate admission, creates automated workflows for document approvals and notification, standardizes workflows by job roles and responsibilities, reduces duplication of effort, automatically calculates sentence. And I think this is a big deal for us in the DCS, because as our superintendents who are sitting here knows that this sentence calculation is a very critical aspect of, the inmates for admission and management, because we can't keep an inmate a day over, when they're scheduled to be released. So the system is able to automatically calculate sentence, remission, EDR, LDR, and the EDR stands for earliest date of release, latest date of release, and parole eligibility date. Facilitates patient management for medical staff, including drug administration and treatment tracking, manages and monitors parole applications, supports inmate welfare and case management, supports risk management, and foster muster checks. Tracks rehabilitation programs, progress, and certification, provides timely incident reports for medical purposes, enhances accountability with flagged reminders for outstanding reports, and improves reports and analytics, reducing the time previously spent on manual data entry. You might wonder, how did we get here? The digitization process involved building and configuring the system, and that's where our partner Synergy came in. Upgrading bandwidth, setting up VLANs, and implementing access points. Procuring resources like computers, tablets, scanners, etc. And our project unit at the ministry, you manage that process well. Training both technical and administrative staff, conducting user acceptance testing and load testing, sensitization and training of our end users. Today's ceremony marks not just the culmination of a rigorous process of implementation, but a commitment to innovation, collaboration, and excellence. I want to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of everyone involved. Your efforts laid the groundwork for what we believe will be a transformative experience for the DCS and its partners. Let me pause to acknowledge our partners who have worked so hard for us to get here. And I'll start with the Minister of National Security, Ms. Shauna Trowers. Madam, let me acknowledge you, our Chief Technical Director, and thank you. Our Chief Technical Director never left our side. She checked on us constantly to ensure that the project was on track. Our regular updates are provided, but she still reached out, and we are appreciative of you, ma'am. And I'll ask the audience to give you another round of applause. I remember the first meeting I had when I took over as the project manager, and Ms. Trowers was a part of that meeting. Ms. Trowers said, Nadria, we're looking for big things from you, and I hope today I made you proud, ma'am. Mr. Emil Olgate, our project director, our SSP project director, senior director of the major technology branch. Mr. Olgate came on the project with a vision that was required at the time because there were some areas that solutions were needed, and Mr. Olgate is a solutions-based or solutions-oriented person. And, for that, I want to ask you to give him a round of applause for the contributions that he has made to the project. I also acknowledge Mr. Jason Clark, our financial specialist, the man with the purse or the wallet. Mr. Donald Miller, our monitoring and evaluation specialist. Mr. Jermaine Brown, project manager. I must especially highlight Mr. Brown. He has been there from the get-go. Mr. Brown is a professional and thorough and a stickler for accountability. When we have our different tasks or milestones or goals to be achieved, Mr. Brown is the one to say, let us ensure that we have documentation. Let us ensure that the checks and balances are done so that we can move forward. And I must commend you for that. Let me also acknowledge you for your level of thought processes, the way you look forward to planning ahead and implementing to ensure that, the goals, the objectives are achieved. I must also take the opportunity to congratulate Mr. Brown, as he is only one of 3 internationally certified program managers in Jamaica. And this is attests to his hard work. Congratulations. Mr. Milton Morrison and Ms. Teresa Carter, who manage the procurement process. And as indicated, it's your leadership, your drive, your resilience that helped to get us here. Because without the procurement of the resources, this project could not have been a success. We thank you. I must also acknowledge Ms. Talita Thomas, the project admin, who has been instrumental in planning of this wonderful ceremony. I now turn to our EGOV team, or EGOV family. Mr. Lawrence Brown, who is a client relations manager at EGOV. We went through a lot because, EGOV is the authority on data management, and that's where the Correctional Management System is being hosted. So let me thank you, Mr. Brown. I also acknowledge Mr. Gregory Dorman, who is a senior quality assurance analyst who expertly led our user acceptance testing process. Let me also acknowledge our synergy partners. Their professionalism and commitment to the successful implementation of the DCS Nexus has been remarkable. From their many meetings to travel into the island to conduct training for the team.
I must say this has been a distinct pleasure working with the team. Let me call by name Ara, Armen, Hashmik, and your Vice President, Kachachor. They have been wonderful. Our DCS team, how could I, they say you normally leave the best for last. Brigadier retired, Radgh Mason, our Commissioner of Corrections. You have led from the front, Commissioner, and joining the team, we didn't miss a beat. You came in and you saw the value in this system. You saw that the contribution that this system can make to the department, to the growth and the development, and you gave us your full support, and we appreciate you for that, Commissioner. We want to indicate that it is the encouragement that helped the team to move forward, to continue when the times got tough. We know that our leader is behind us and supporting us, and for that I lift my hands out to you, sir. I also want to acknowledge Lieutenant Colonel Gary Rowe, as indicated before, our former Commissioner of Corrections, who entrusted me with this major task to manage the implementation of the security training project within the DCS, because we have other components to the project, not just the DCS Nexus. So I thank Colonel Rowe, maybe he's watching online. Sir, thank you for seeing the potential in me. Thank you for helping me to believe in myself as well. And thank you for, just giving us a chance, an opportunity to show what we can do. I thank you for that. Our Deputy Commissioner, Dr. Mark Thomas, was been our project implementation chairman. He has provided much guidance on this project, assisting to clear roadblocks as we go along. We thank you, sir. I lift my hats to you. Superintendent Leslie Campbell, formerly the superintendent at Tower Street. When we were there entering data, that was over a 3-month period. And just having that support of Superintendent Campbell to gain access to the records, just to accommodate us in the institution, that meant a lot to us, because it took a lot out of us, because you're looking at records, you're looking at logs, you're looking at documents that have, most of them, are right. So for us, the support that we get in every aspect of the project is really what inspired us. It's inspired the team to continue. And as you will understand, all members on the team are correctional officers. And as I get closer to introducing them, you'll realize that this has been a big deal for us, because we wanted to show what we can do. We wanted to show that, we at the DCS, we understand the mission, and we have what it takes to ensure that we have a successful implementation. Superintendent Randall, who is now the superintendent of Tower Street. Sir, I look forward to working with you as we officially launch the system today, and we look to provide the level of support to you and the team before we move on to the other locations. But I look forward to working with you, sir, and I know that you understand the mission and you will definitely provide the level of support that is needed. And of course, the project teams. What can I say? We waited about 2 years to say we did it. And we feel very proud to be leading this charge for the DCS with our minister here. We're pretty proud with our commissioner, our PS, our CTDs, our partners. We are very proud to, have gone through the processes, have done the work, and now we are pleased to say that we are now going live with our DCS Nexus.
We have expanded the team to facilitate the anticipated growth and usage of the CMS or DCS Nexus. We have added persons in the areas of user support, supporting users' queries and questions, application support, that includes updating information within the system, and audit, reviewing access and usage patterns. And I will allow me to call the names of my members and ask them to stand so that they can be acknowledged. Mr. Clive Griffiths, our Assistant Project Management Specialist over there. Mr. Andre Harrison, who is an Acting Corporal and a Technical Support Officer. Mr. Deshaun Brown, who is a Client Support Officer and also Technical Support Officer. Mr. Vaughn Davis, Acting Corporal, also a Technical Support Officer. Mr. Miguel Tavares, Correctional Officer and Technical Support Officer. Ms. Monique Francis, Correctional Officer, Technical Support Officer / Admin. Ms. Shanique Drummonds, Correctional Officer, Technical Support and Admin. Our trainers, and these are the persons who were trained as trainee trainers, so they will carry out the training for the end users. Help me welcome Mr. Lardian Robinson, Acting Staff Officer. Mr. Nicholas Maga, Acting Staff Officer. Mr. Fabian Dixon, Corporal. Mr. Michael Laws, Correctional Officer. Mr. Kevin Young, Correctional Officer. Ms. Sabrina Powis, Correctional Officer. Sustainability for us. I'll explain what sustainability means, and I'm wrapping up. So we're looking at we have maintenance contracts with Synergy, MOUs, SLAs, and this will allow for the maintenance of the system. So these provisions will have been made to ensure that the system will be maintained and we'll have that level of support. Ongoing support from trained core technical and administrative teams, help desk, and live capabilities for user support. We also have a live chat that was developed by Synergy and that was given as a gift. So this live chat will allow even our visitors to the locations to log on when they log on to the system to visit members of their families incarcerated. If they're having any challenge, they can engage the live chat and they'll get assistance. Policies and procedures to align with business processes, data security, and stakeholder management. And that is being led by, of course, our Ministry of National Security. Moving forward, adaptability is key. Technology is ever-changing, and we must remain flexible, open to new ideas, and prepared for future challenges. In conclusion, I must extend my deepest thanks to our partners for their remarkable collaboration, and I must lift my hats off to the visionaries of the Security Strengthening Project at the Ministry of National Security. Please give them a round of applause for me. The DCS Nexus is data-driven. It helps or aids in decision-making. Decisions as it pertains to rehabilitation, reintegration, and even budget. So we have a reservoir of data now that can aid in decision-making processes. And for that, we're very happy. As it pertains to our next steps, as I close, the CMS will be piloted at the Horizon Adult Remand Center, South Camp Adult Correctional Center, and Lockett Avenue, one of our probation centers. We are expecting to have these rolled out by February 2025. Additionally, in the near future, we seek to integrate with our law enforcement partners, the JCF and the courts. And this will be geared towards a sharing of information. Upon the conclusion of the pilot, the system will be rolled out to 5 additional correctional centers and 15 probation offices.
Ladies and gentlemen, we stand by the product that we have created. We are very proud of it, and we are happy to say that we did it. I thank you. Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. And just before our live demonstration by Mr. Andre Harrison and Mr. Deshaun Brown, I was told, Mr. Griffiths, you wanted to come and really introduce the team. So I'm going to give you that opportunity to do so. Can we clap for Mr. Griffiths, please?
Good day, good day, good day, good day. What a wonderful day. Mr. Harrison and Mr. Brown will come on shortly to demonstrate the Correctional Management System. I found it pertinent to point out that Mr. Harrison coming, he is a correctional officer demonstrating the Correctional Management System. This clearly shows the direction that we, the DCS, is taking towards the management and expansion of the Correctional Management System. It is owned by DCS, it will be managed by DCS and maintained by DCS. And when I say DCS, I put a heavy emphasis on the correctional officers. They will be using the system. This system will be theirs to own. A larger part of our team is made up of correctional officers, and this is just a demonstration of what the DCS and its correctional officers are capable of. Mr. Harrison, over to you.
Thank you, Sir Griffiths. Good afternoon, everyone. All protocol observed. All right. So it's finally here. Let me tell you, I welcome the change. Finally. I am assigned to the Rio Cobre Juvenile Correctional Center, and I've been there for the past 11 years teaching IT to the young wards. And to see that our department is moving in the age of technology, I must say I am proud and I'm happy to be a part of the team who participate in this development. So, quickly, the Correctional Management System. Right here, the Association for Intelligence Information Management actually said that 50% of the time employees spend looking for information. 50% of their time. With this correctional management system, I'm sure that's going to be cut drastically. Where right now I'm going to be looking for a particular inmate, and I'm just going to show you how quick we can find this inmate. So we have several ways to search for a particular inmate. We can search for him by his name. We can search for his CRO number. We can actually even look for his fingerprint code as well, right? But for today, we're just going to look by looking for his name. And Sir Brown, if you could just type in John Doe for me. All right. And just like that, I find Mr. John Doe right over here. And let's take a look at who John Doe is. So I'm just going to click on his name right here. And then I get a full picture of John Doe. I get his name, his alias, his middle name, his date of birth, his age, and basically all his bio data just like that. But even better, when I go back, now I want to get into John Doe's record itself. Right? Good. He's right here at the top again. So I'm just going to go on Sir John Doe. Now I have full... Oh, I need 2 fingers, right? Okay, good. Now I have full access to John Doe's entire record. Let me tell you this. This is the first in the department in terms of centralized location for all inmate information. if you were to go into the institution and to really try to access all the information for a particular inmate, it will literally take you hours on the days to get that particular information. Now, all the inmates' information is in one central space. And just like I demonstrated, within seconds, you have access to it, right? So that is wonderful right there. So, okay, all right. Let us have a closer look at John Doe's criminal record right here. We already saw his biodata, right? So we're just going to look at his case information right here. And we're seeing that Mr. John Doe is at the New Brighton Adult Correctional Center. He's a star classification, right? He has a CRO number. And I'm going to talk briefly about the CRO number. During our data entry process, and again, the system just showing how efficient it's going to make our institution. During our data entry process, we have encountered scenarios where more than one person had the same CRO number, and the system was able to point that out to us immediately, and we could rectify it. Right? So that was a big thing. Because the truth be told, without the system, we wouldn't be able to identify that there's two CRO number for two different persons, which is the same. Right? So that was a big achievement for the system itself. But even better, and one of my favorite parts about it, and I have to do it justice because Superintendent Watkins is here, is the functionality to auto-calculate inmates' sentence. And that's a big thing for me, right? So we're going to look at that real quick. So here we have is court's decisions. I'm just going to edit this real quick, and please help me with the math, right? So we're going to change him from a remandee, and he's now imprisoned. Right, good. So now, yes, we have him thieving light. Right, and he's going to be charged singly. Good. And his method, we're going to say, is going to run concurrent. And his sentence start date is today. So today is the 27th of the 9th, 2024. And unfortunately, our judge is very stern, and he's going to give him 20 years. Very stern judge. So somebody already did the math for me. So his sentence should be 2040. Good. But also, it's actually going to be, say, the 26th of the 9th, 2044. All right, because super, the right, so you know, some of interest, am I right? All right. So let's click that right there. Good. So we have that. So now, the next thing I want to talk about is actually the parole eligibility date too as well, right? If the judge don't give you directly to say that X amount of years before parole, mandatory, you will be getting 10 years. The system would also auto-calculate this section right here. So let's give it a test run and see. All right. Good. So 10 years from 2024 is when? All right. So this is 2034, right? All right. That look good. So let's come down here now. Oops. All right. Good. Thank you. So over here now we have what we call the latest date of release, which is the LDR. And now, who remember the date that we said they should be released before? All right. The 26th of the night, 20. And we have that right there. Good. Also, we have his EDR, which is his earliest date of release, right? And that is 26th of the 2028, right? All of this was done just like that. 38, sorry. Just like that. Huh? Use a pen? Right? Just like that. So even, and let me tell you this can take someone hours to calculate. But now with the system, within a minute or two, you have this calculation right at your fingertips, right? So we're moving in the right direction when it comes on to our inmates management right here. So now we're just going to run over now and look at John Doe's medical record real quick. How it's going to look. Any doctors here? All right. Thank you, Doc. So please help me out with this one. All right. Oh, you're fresh? Okay. All right, nice. Good. So we're going to look at John Doe's criminal record here. Medical record, sorry. Good. All right. So just like a normal doctor visit, before you see the doctor, you have to do your vitals. Correct, Doc? All right, thank you, Doc. So now we're going to have this vital information quickly right here. And Doc, please help me out. So he can weigh 160. What's a normal pulse rate, Doc? 80. 80, Deshaun. All right. Let's go to his blood pressure check. Like 120 over 80 there about. All right. See me, I learned, Doc. Right? All right. His blood oxygen level is. All right. All right. His blood glucose level. 6. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then we'll come down here. Mm-hmm. And his temperature, 97. All right, good. So that's his vitals right there. I'll go ahead and add his vitals. So when he reached the doc, Doc can see, right? So now Doc is seeing the inmate. And Doc is a general doctor. So she get this population right here. So help me out, Doc. So we have present complaints, history of complaints, past medical history. They shan't screw up for me. Past medical history, allergies, drug history, surgical history, social history, family history, examination, traumagram, diagnosis, lab results, and the treatment plan. That sounds like a plan, right? This is perfect, right? Perfect. I must tell you it's perfect. I love it myself. All right? So, perfect. That's what the doctor said. So that's how the medical record would look. And the doctors will be able to view past records, which are there, right there. So all the information for the inmate is right in this nice central space here, right? So that is wonderful right there. But I love math. So the math section is where I find all the fun, right? So let's go to the data analytics part. We're just going to leave this page. Good. So this is the fun part for me. And this is really for everybody in this room who are mostly directors and senior managers who just want to see the data, what the data is saying, right? So right here, we actually have a listing of everybody who is basically telling us their next court date. So we can manage when the inmates should go back to court. But before even this, we have the number of inmates at this particular location at the top, right? So we call it our muster. So our daily muster is right there showing. All right, we're going to go down a little bit further now, and then we're going to look at the different court's decision. So we're saying that 23% of the inmates that we have at our location are charged for murder. And another 20% is charged for illegal possession of firearm. And another, 8% is charged for illegal possession of ammunition. Right? And we can go right around and we can get all that stats and data right there. Right? Awesome. Good. And then now we can look at the different educational level of the inmates within our care. And this shows that 41% is at the poor level, 34% is at normal, 19% is at illiterate, and we have 3% at good. Right, so we have that complete breakdown right there. And we can scroll down and then we can have a listing of the different types of inmate that we have. So we have all the awaiting trials listed here too as well. So we can even scroll down a bit, and then this list basically shows us the different release date for all the inmates. And we can have it listed in an ascending order, descending order to see who will be released first and all of that. Let me come over this side. So, all right, hold on. Let me edit this. So right here, we have our list of inmates by their age. But what we're going to do now, we just want to group them. We just want to see a specific grouping for the age right here. So we're just going to edit this real quick, just to show you quickly we can generate our different reports. Right? So we're just going to click on our table here. Good. And we're in our table, and we want to filter the age. So come here, 8. All right, good. We want to do it between. So let's go 18. No, 18. All right. And let's go for 23. Good. And update. And just like that, we have it filtered. Can click back save up here. And just like that, all these persons are, so we're saying that 459 of our inmates are between the ages of 18 to 20, how much? 23, yes. Just like that, right? Let's do another report quickly. So for this one, I want another table. Let me scroll down here. Let me just drag and drop my table there. Scroll up. I click on my table. Select my data set. Updates. Come over here. Case. Goes through the case. No. Let me change this. Parish. Good. All right. Here, number of clients. Or just put client. Yeah. Good. All right. And I can save that. Let me come down. All right, good. So here I get a breakdown of each parish. So this is saying that 115 inmates are from Clarendon, and look at 1,041 is from Kingston, right? So just like that, within minutes, I can have the parish breakdown of the number of inmates within our care, just like that. Within minutes. Don't have to go through a million books or anything like that. Literally, by the snap of a finger, we can have access to real-time data. And that is what the Correctional Management System, the DCS Nexus, is, taking us into an age where we can make data-driven decisions, right? Thank you guys so much for this demonstration.
Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about efficiency, innovation, data-driven, insightful, and it seems pretty easy. Like, I was able to follow, and it seems as if everyone on the team would be able to use it properly. So another round of applause, please, for all the hearts and hands who made it possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are winding down, but I gather you may have questions and you'd want them to be clarified. But just before that, I want to specially acknowledge the CEO of eGov Limited, Miss Amika Shuttleworth. Is she here with us? Hi, Mr. Shuttleworth. We just want to acknowledge you and thank you so much for your support as well. And I'm going to now invite yet again Mr. Griffiths to facilitate the Q&A session, and then we'll close. Also, I have extra questions, so ensure that you're ready and waiting to go to see if you can take the points. All right. My apologies. I inadvertently left out a very important person. I just want to acknowledge Assistant Superintendent Watkins. Could you stand for me, please? Assistant Superintendent Watkins is actually the author of the requirements document for the Correctional Management System. He is deemed an encyclopedia
in corrections management. So just give him a round of applause for me. Thank you.
All right, afternoon again. With such a thorough presentation by Mr. Harris, I'm sure we don't have much questions. But just to reiterate, what we did, we took the legacy system, the paper-based system, and we digitized this. The system is rules and roles based. The same access that person had to the data before, that is the same access that they will have now. I know the medical information is a point of concern. The persons before in the institution who had access to the medical data, they'll have the same level of access. The persons before who only had access to, let us say, the locations of the inmate, that is the level of access that they will continue to have. So again, the system is rules and roles based. So yes, all of the data is collated in a singular space, but access to it is heavily managed and monitored by our team. All right, opening for questions. Any questions? Mr. Harris, you did a wonderful job. All right, good. Not much questions coming from the crowd. Again, I really appreciate the efforts that were given by the team, the support that DCS has gotten for correctional officers to step up to the plate and take this from paper. It was just a theory. So for the team to actually come together to put in the work, I really, really appreciate it. We love the support. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Griffiths. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, all good things must come to an end. And I just want to say thank you so much. You've been an informative and engaging, an amazing crowd. You look great. You had good energy eventually. So I want to just clap yourselves, please. Now, I want to, of course, give you the point standing. It was very tough. We had singing, we had energy, we had persons a little bit peeved that others were collaborating. But after the team, which is just myself and myself over there, having deliberated, I am of the view that everyone won, and so both sides must clap themselves because you did an amazing job. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to again thank you so much for your participation, those physically and those online. Minister or distinguished guests, members of the media, and everyone who made this possible, thank you so much. My name is Tomoy Campbell. It was a pleasure being your Masters of Ceremony, and I just want to invite you to take pictures, network, have fun, and of course you can help yourself to the cocktails at the end. Thank you so much for coming to the launch ceremony today.